Today's first reading is from the book of Ecclesiastes, which contains probably one of the most famous lines in all of Scripture, where the author says, "Vanity of vanities, everything is vanity." So what the author is doing is complaining. He's complaining that it seems like every project he undertakes, every endeavor, in the end seems to be pointless and useless. So another way of putting vanity of vanities, everything is vanity, is pointlessness of pointlessness. Everything is pointless. It's so melodramatic, it's funny. But who of us has never been in that situation before? Who of us has never been in a situation where we're tempted to say, what's the point? So let's say you were about to start a huge project and then a lockdown hit. Or you're discerning a religious vocation, you're praying and praying and praying, but God doesn't seem to be giving you any feedback. You're not getting any hints from heaven. So what's the point? But here's where God's wisdom runs directly counter to the world's wisdom. You see, in God's economy, in God's way of doing things, the most important things are precisely the most useless and the most pointless. A good example of this is prayer. What happens during prayer? Well, externally, nothing's happening during prayer. You're not paying your bills, you're not getting your homework done, you're not making any money. Another example is going to Mass, the same concept. You know, if you think about it, in terms of what the world considers worthwhile, going to Mass is probably the most worthless thing that a person can do. But we know as Catholics that although Mass appears to be a waste of time, although it appears to be pointless, it's the ultimate thing that a person can do. Bishop Fulton Sheen would strongly suggest to all of his priests, and by extension, everyone discerning a religious vocation, that they spend 1 hour a day in front of Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. In other words, before the tabernacle in prayer, 1 hour a day. Why? Precisely because it was such a pointless activity. So pointlessness may be the world's most worst nightmare, but pointlessness is like God's playground. That's where he gets things done. His most important work is done there. So here's a challenge today. Embrace something pointless. It's not Sunday, so go to Mass. Just show up. Surprise God, even though it's not a Sunday. Spend an hour in prayer before Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. Because if there's anything that the lives of the saints and the Scripture teaches us, it's this. That which seems most pointless to the world is the most important for our souls.